Hi once again and welcome to my channel. A bit of a different video today. I have a whole heap of property and debt videos that I'm going to be doing, but sometimes I do certain videos that come into my mind. And today I've decided to do one of these videos. Watch on, this is an interesting one. I watched a program not long ago and it says there's about 7.5 billion humans in the world. 7.5 billion humans, and yet I don't remember ever seeing one in real life. Apparently there's around 50 in the North Sentinel Island. However, I don't think I'll ever get to go and see them purely because of the fact it's a protected island. If you're scratching your head wondering what the hell am I talking about, do not confuse humans, Homo sapiens, with artificial intelligence. Don't confuse the people around you as being humans. They stopped being humans. What is the age that children start school? Around 5 years old? Around 5 years old is when they stopped being humans. That's when anything human about that child, about that little person, began the process of being programmed out of them. And a new program was programmed into them. It's ironic that some scientists spend their whole life trying to perfect artificial intelligence, whereas artificial intelligence was mastered centuries ago. I was driving down the road and I pulled up at a zebra crossing, and this is when this really hit me. I was watching this guy as I stopped. He was holding his daughter's hand. She was about 6 or 7. And he was rushing across the road, holding her hand, grabbing her hand, and practically dragging her across the road. He was in a rush. He needed to get her to school. He needed to put her in the school so he could get to work. He was taking her to the place where she can be reprogrammed. So that way, she can become the next generation of person who's going to be dragging their child across the road to be reprogrammed, and she can get to work. The way I put it might sound harsh, but it's the truth. And sometimes the truth doesn't always sound nice. And I'm certainly not here to sugarcoat it. So it takes about 16 years to reprogram a child. That's when they get to GCSE level. That's when they get tested to see how well the program has gone. Then 2 years after that, if the child decides, they can go to another level of programming. A level, take an exam, see how they've done on that level of programming. If you want to spend money and get to the bonus level of programming, then you can go to university. You can go further, PhD, masters. You can prove how well you have been programmed into a system. My concern is the agenda behind it. Sure, you can get doctors and nurses and other professions that can help other people, but everyone going through this program is being groomed for one thing and one thing only, and that thing is to fall into the monetary system, to earn money, to believe in money, and also to believe that your survival depends on money. The founder of Apple, Steve Jobs, he had billions, so why is he not alive now? Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, billionaires. They dedicated their life to making fortunes. They were very well programmed. They understood that it's so important to make money, so they made sure they made billions. They're referred to as smart people, smart businessmen, people you should admire. But which smart person spends their entire life making something that only their mind has made real, then realize that they can't actually spend it all themselves, and years later spend the rest of their life giving it all away? I don't think that's very smart. Before anyone decides to say that, yeah, but it's great they made that money because at least now charities can benefit from it. Now, don't get confused. These people didn't set out to give money to charity. That was never their intention. The only reason they're giving money to charity now is because they've realized they cannot spend any money. If they intended to give money to charity while making this money, they would never ever have reached $1 billion. There's no billionaire in the world that requires $1 billion. It's just not possible for them to really benefit from $1 billion, just them by themselves. It's just not possible. When billionaires start to give away money, they do it for reasons like they want to feel good, or they start realizing that this money is going to keep them alive. This is when they start getting to an old age and they realize, what am I going to do with it? So that's when they start really giving away money. The transition from humans to artificial intelligence doesn't stop there. It's all very well to program a human being to believe that they require money to pay for the food that is growing on the ground around them, and the food that's roaming around, that what used to be freely, and also that the water that comes straight from the sky and flows in rivers is something that also needs to be paid for. Humans are now programmed to believe that they need everything. Everything money can buy them, they need it. A brand new Mercedes, expensive handbags, lots of them. Expensive watches, lots of them. Footwear, technology, the list goes on. How do you get a human being to believe that? Introduce a consumerism program, a social and economic order that encourages the acquisition of goods and services in ever-increasing amounts. There was a time when greed and gluttony were seen as a sin. People are appalled if you had lots of something. They'll look at you in disgust. That was until the consumerism program was introduced. And the consumerism program told us it was okay. It's okay to have lots of something. Then it moved on to it's good. It's really good to have lots of something. Then it moved on to someone who has lots of something needs to be admired. Really admired. Kylie Jenner can open up her closet, a handbag closet, and it will show rows and rows and rows and rows and rows of expensive handbags. You can't count how many handbags she has in there. There'll be women out there who would admire that. They will look at that and think, I really wish that was me. I wish I had that many handbags. I would love that. The girl who wears the same dress on a weekend night out, as she wears every other day at her job in an office, would receive comments about the lack of outfits that she has. Kanye West can open up his shoe closet and proudly display the huge amount of footwear that he has in his shoe closet. It'll be one of the only rare times where he smiles because he's happy about his abundance of footwear. He's proud of it. People will admire that. They'll think, oh, I wish I had that amount of footwear to choose from. It would be amazing. However, the guy who has one pair of shoes for work and one pair of shoes for casual, you would never see him even mention it. He would never be proud of it. People like the Kanye West and the Kylie Jenners of this world are programming the new generations to believe this is where you need to be. This will give you admiration. This is what you need to aspire to. Consumerism and an abundance of something isn't natural for a human being. Fill your table up with food. Fill it to the edge with food and eat away. Your stomach will tell you that too much of something isn't what you need. Programming a human to believe that lots of something is a good thing is something that corporations do. And the program is designed to drain everything and anything they can out of that person. And once the person has nothing left to give, they discard them. Pretty much like if you took a carton of drink, put the straw in and you drank all the juice out of it. When there's nothing left of it, what you do, you throw it away. You don't need it anymore, it's no use to you. When you've got money in a bank, a loan, credit cards, and you're paying your debts off every single month, the bank loves you. As soon as you're not able to pay your debts or you have no money, the bank will discard you. They will close your accounts and get rid of you. They'll throw you on a heap in order for people like debt collectors to feed on whatever's left of you. What use are you to a bank if you're not going to be making the bank money? You see, we may think of ourselves as humans. Just like a scientist who works on a robot, he works on a robot to try and think and act like a human, and even sometimes believe it's human. The truth is, we stopped being humans the day money was introduced. After we were successfully programmed to believe in money. To fully believe in money is a day we stopped being humans. After that, we just became resources to a monetary system. Coal is a resource. And what happens to coal when it can no longer burn? It can no longer produce heat. What happens after that? Take time to understand what is around you. Do not get caught up in consumerism. Do not sit there believing you need everything and anything, and lots of it. Do not spend your life acting like a programmed robot. Remember, even for a short period of time, you were human once. Remember how that felt before we were programmed into believing in something that we created in our minds and believing that we need everything that we do not. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope you can take something from it that will benefit you. If you're new to my channel and you like my content, please hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you do not miss any of my videos. For those of you who followed me for all the time that you have, thank you so much for your support. Like the video if you enjoyed it, put any comments in the comment box. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.